for speed! Go!
Everybody, welcome to Cocktail Time. Sunday. Hello, it's Sunday night.
Howdy.
Here at 4-Player Network, which means it's time to drink. Some of us are going to drink anyway.
Yeah.
Drink and talk about video games. See how everybody's doing. How is everybody?
Good.
Good? Good weekend, and I have to fix my thing here. Hold on. I hit record too quick, and then... Oh, here we go. That's better. Hey, everybody, welcome to Cocktail Time. Here at 4-Player Network, I am your host of Cocktail Time, Joseph Christ, and with me, as per usual, is Bob Webb. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing pretty damn good. Looks like you got a haircut.
I did. Well, I cut it myself.
Oh. Do you pick it?
I did today.
Nice.
Here, get it with the headphones. See, it's... That's the complete look.
I think you should have cut a slot for the headphone bar.
Just in the back,
Yeah.
Just have like a little holder for it. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, so I wasn't exactly sure if I wanted to go like the whole Bic route. I used to have if you look at the pictures of me on Facebook and stuff, I like my shows with my old punk band and stuff. That's kind of like what I did all the time. And I was like, do I want to go back to that? And I said, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. And it's been a while. And I was in the shower, and I guess I was a little too, I had a little too oomph, and I shaved off like a big chunk of skin from the back of my head, which I'm sure just looks fantastic for people coming up to me. So I got out of the shower, and they're like holding the towel as I'm bleeding from the back of my head. It's not. I think it's. I haven't really seen it yet, but it was bleeding quite a bit. But usually, like the head does bleed a lot more. It does bleed.
It does bleed like crazy. It's probably just like a tiny nick. It just bleeds like hell.
I think Chris, you have like volume is coming out of Chris's.
Yeah, it's doing the amplify thing for Skype.
Is that you or is that Chris?
That's Chris.
Hey, Chris,
what am I doing?
Your thing is really loud again. It's the amplifier.
Demons have.
I heard like demon growls and your heavy, sexy breath over the.
Sounds like my weekend.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so I think it's just Skype automatically adjusting our microphones.
Which is weird because usually that's
it's not set to do that, but it's doing it anyway.
It does it anyway. Skype does whatever the fuck it wants to do.
That's weird because that's usually the issue Bob has.
Yeah,
and
somehow I resolve that.
You've got the disease now, Chris.
Yeah. How's it working now?
I passed it on.
That's better now, I think.
I don't know why. I see the little dot. It keeps moving back and forth, but there's not much I can do about it.
I don't hear the gates of hell opening up from your end, so I think we're okay. We're okay.
At least not yet.
No. How are you doing, Chris? Doing well?
Man, I'm actually pretty tired tonight.
There's sort of a tiredness going around because I think it's post holiday stuff.
No, it's not that. This isn't entirely my fault.
Hey.
I met up with a friend of mine on Xbox Live last night, and we
that's a good time.
We played Battlefield 3 until about 6 in the morning.
Fuck.
The addiction, it fucking hit me. So
yeah. So you were doing what I was doing at Planetside.
Yeah.
I am proud to say that I actually did play less Planetside this week than I played last week. Which is very easy to do since I played. That's not all I did last week was play Planetside 2,
right?
Or 2 weeks ago, rather. But all right. Let's do toast of the week.
Okay.
Chris Davis, start us off.
All right. My toast goes out to Ninja Theory for putting out Devil May Cry week after next. I haven't touched a Devil May Cry game since Well, I tried to play 3 and I couldn't get into it, and that's because Ninja Gaiden fucked it up for me. So I'm really hoping to get back into the series through this. So drinks to them.
All right, cool. What are you drinking?
Oh, it's just a warm apple cider. I got work in the morning, so I can't. Unfortunately,
it's going to be a cocktail time without as much cock as usual.
My apologies.
Which is fine, because I think I'm there with you. Bob, you're up next.
No.
Come on, you can do it.
I can't think of anything. Let's see. I'm trying to look at the upcoming releases to see if there's anything I can go to. It's been a long week. Not much has happened, so it's
been a very slow week. It's been incredibly fucking slow.
The Steam sales are winding down. I spent way too much money on that. Mm-hmm. I didn't toast that this
no, you're not.
Fuck it.
Steam, then? You're gonna go with the Steam, the old hearty Steam toast?
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been some pretty damn good sales.
Yeah. All right, cool.
What are games?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking something called a hair raiser.
Okay. What is that?
It's equal parts vodka, sweet vermouth, and tonic water.
No, okay. That sounds pretty good.
It's actually kind of nice.
That sounds pretty good. I will go next. Actually, Chris, I have the same one as you. I'm also toasting Ninja Theory this week. For not only just, I'm excited for the new Devil May Cry, not so much because it's Devil May Cry, because I've never really been a big Devil May Cry fan. I've actually never played much of a Devil May Cry game. I'm more excited for a new Ninja Theory game. Because I loved Enslaved, and I want to, I don't have any skin in this game. I have no attachment to any particular Dante or any particular sort of gaming mechanic for the series because I'm not really familiar. So I'm just sort of excited for playing a new Ninja Theory game. That's kind of how I'm approaching it. I feel good that I'm approaching it that way rather than having all this baggage that people are kind of bringing into this experience. So I'm excited for a new Ninja Theory game. I'm excited to play. I'll talk to you guys about this a little bit because I kind of do want to play a little bit of a Devil May Cry game. So maybe you guys can let me know where I should start. But we can talk about that later. And I'm drinking tonight. I just have water, and I'm drinking V8, like tomato juice V8 stuff. Because so what I'm doing is I've been doing this. This like detox cleanse thing.
You're doing a juice cleanse?
Really?
I guess it's like a juice cleanse. I kind of look stuff up, and there's there's certain things you put in your diet and certain things you take out, and like vegetable juice was a big part of how you do this juice cleanse detox sort of thing. Carlo says Joseph finally admitted to his fatness over at 4pp.tv. No, it's not that. It's just that I drank a lot over the break, and I was starting to feel really crappy. So I've kind of cut back a little bit. So anyway, I spent like 2 days almost drinking nothing, like eating nothing but like this V8 vegetable juice. And I think in a week I drank, 6 quarts, which is about a gallon and a little bit more. It's like 4 quarts.
That's 4 quarts to a gallon.
4 quarts to a gallon. It's about a gallon and a half. So in about a week, I drank about a gallon and a half of vegetable juice, and I haven't really been eating that much. I've still been eating, but not. I'll maybe have one meal and then be drinking vegetable juice for the rest.
Did you get the runs?
I haven't gotten the runs at all, and actually, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. I feel better than I did a week ago. I'll tell you that. I was talking to a friend of mine this weekend about like getting a colonic or something. I'm not sure if that's like a step I want to take. But that whole thing where they pump you full of water, and then it sort of like it all.
You're like a human balloon.
Yeah, like balloon, maybe balloon 45. I'm trapped in Joseph's colon. Drat! Blast it!
I just had this image of this man like trying to
get out
like
of the colon.
Joseph's just like on top of him, and he just.
So I maybe it's. I'm not sure if that's a step I'll take, but I'm thinking, I'm trying to like enter. I've always been a very healthy person my entire life. I mean, I've always worked out a lot and eaten right and stayed away from fast food and stuff. But I've always had my I love doing Bibe and all that kind of stuff, and I never want to give up drinking at all, because there's nothing better in this world than a well-made cocktail at all. It's one of my favorite things in the world. But I think I can sort of cut down in other ways, and I'm also, it's like getting older and stuff, and you have to start treating your body differently. So I try to make an attempt to be even healthier than I was, which is kind of ridiculous because I always was pretty healthy. So now I'm like, I'll just live on vegetable juice. Like that's the next. If I want to get healthier, that's the next step, is live on vegetable juice, because I stay away from fast food and all that shit. And
you can become plant.
I'll just become. I will become plant, like Stephen King,
Popeye.
like Stephen King, like that Stephen King part of Creepshow, with the guy who turns into a plant. Remember that? Remember saw Creepshow?
Wait, which one? Oh yeah. Wait,
Creepshow.
Is that the one with the comet?
The movie, yeah. The comet falls and he pokes it.
And then cracks open and he stings his finger.
Yeah,
and then he gets in the water, causes the plant stuff to grow on him.
Something like that. Yeah, and then he turns into a plant, and then at the end he blows his head off with a shotgun.
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna. That part probably won't happen to me. But
I was thinking about that movie recently, but I couldn't remember where the fuck it was from. I guess Creepshow. Yeah. Is that the same one with the guy is in the van? He picks up a hitchhiker, and the guy's freaking him out, turn off the lights on the van.
Maybe there's
several short stories.
There's
right?
several short stories, correct?
Yeah,
and that was the one that I remember the most, was the Stephen King one. Oh, and then there was another one where this guy gets buried up to his neck on the beach during low tide, and so then when high tide rises, he slowly drowns. And I don't remember the context of that whole thing. But I remember that's how that one ended. I remember watching that as a little kid, that freaked me out. It's like, oh shit, that sucks. And the plant guy freaked me out as a little kid. So those are the two scenes I remember from that movie. But so I've been drinking all this vegetable juice, 1.5 gallons in about a week. I'm thinking I need to do more than that, maybe.
I think you're about to cross the line, sir. I mean, if you're even contemplating going to a doctor and having him shove a hose up your ass full of water, I think you're... No. Just no. When in doubt, keep it away from the butt.
Yeah, you don't want to put water up your ass.
I haven't said I was going to take that step yet.
Yes. You should. That should be never.
Well, I hear that you feel really great after it.
Well, yeah, but it also does a lot of damage.
No, but does it? It's not like they just stick.
Water's not supposed to go. Your butt pushes things out. When you have things forcefully inserted, even if it's water, that's not good for you.
Well, they're not that forceful. They're just a little bit.
It's like a spritz. It's a light fresh mist.
No, it's more. It's definitely more than a spritzing. I can guarantee you that. There's people in Hollywood who get fucking coffee colonics and stuff.
That's a really terrible idea. Tara's, here going, there's nothing that proves that scientifically it does fucking anything. All it can do is just cause damage. Why the fuck would you want that?
Oh, science. I heard that's what Madonna does. Phooey science. I want to do what Madonna does. Then I'm going to learn the Kabbalah and
just reminds me of that episode
and take on a fake
South
British
Park
accent.
Where they shove food up their ass.
Then I'll learn
eating in reverse.
Then I'll learn Kabbalah and take on a fake British accent like Madonna.
Yes. That would do it.
No, so anyway, so all this vegetable juice, I'm drinking it now. So what I do is, here's my secret. So I get the low sodium V8 stuff, because I mean, a lot of salt isn't bad. And then you
add salt to it?
No. Well, honestly, even if you add a little bit of salt, you're still adding less salt than that would normally be in there, honestly. Because they put so much in as a preservative. That'd be kind of ridiculous. But I don't add any salt. But I put a bunch of hot sauce in it, and it makes it taste like a Bloody Mary. So
it makes you think it's alcoholic. So
it's like I'm just drinking Bloody Marys all day, which is kind of
it's like a patch, but for alcohol,
a nicotine patch, but for alcohol. It's my virgin Bloody Mary. So I'm just it's like I'm drinking Bloody Marys all day and never getting blasted.
Yeah,
which I'm fine with that.
I guess they do make spicy ones.
Well, they do have a spicy V8 you can get as well. But I usually get it in the quartz, and Chris's mic is going crazy. The bowels of hell have opened up on Chris's end again. Again. There you go.
I'm not doing a damn thing.
It's weird. I don't know why.
Satan finds a way.
Satan does find a way into idle hearts, and apparently Chris Davis needs a hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was my thing. I wouldn't really call it like a New Year's resolution because I hate the idea of that stuff. I think it's very dumb. But this is just me trying to do something good for myself. So we'll see. And I tend to eat out a lot here and there, and I shouldn't do that so much because that's kind of expensive and not healthy either. And I kind of like this vegetable juice thing, and I drink it. I'm not hungry because I'm drinking a gallon of vegetables. You're not hungry after that. So we'll see. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna up my gym going. I've been averaging pretty low, like 3 or 4 times a week, and I need to pump that up to like 5 or 6 as a bare minimum, and then maybe take 1 day off. So.
Yeah, you're making Tara freak out over here.
I'm not freaking out.
Why is she freaking out? I'm trying. I want to go to PAX East like an Adonis, like a.
Yeah. She was just saying that if you increase your gym time, you're going to need to increase the amount you eat.
I think that'll happen naturally. Well, usually after I go to the gym, I will get like a protein shake or something like that.
Does help.
It's still a liquid.
What's wrong? What does she have against liquid?
So stuff flows through you too fast for your body to absorb as much out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to take some in. You need to fill in some fiber. So typically, what people will do is they'll add clay to slow down. But clay will also cause impactions. So
you're saying I shouldn't? If I'm going to drink all my food, I should eat clay.
But you also need to eat more
meat.
Food.
Clay. You should eat clay.
Clay. You should take the clay and put it up your butt.
Clay colonics.
You could do like a quinoa and some kind of protein.
Then I could have the colonic lady make something out of my butt clay.
But the right direction. So if you have the fiber intake, that also prevent you from developing colon cancer from having no fiber going through your bowels.
Like that scene in Ghost. Well, I got I have. Yeah, I guess if I don't eat a lot. I can't speak today. I don't eat a lot of bread, but maybe if I get bread, I can get like the double fiber bread or something. But that's something old people get, like 80-year-old. I need my fiber, please. I'm all bent out of shape down there.
Broccoli and carrots, man.
No, broccoli is really high in fiber.
I've been drinking gallons of broccoli and carrots.
It's just the juice. No, they take out all the fiber.
It's not for nutrients. It's to slow your poo down so it'll scrape the walls as it comes out. Truth. If you don't scrape the walls of your colon, that's how you get colon cancer.
That's what the colonic is for.
That's the wrong direction.
Liquid.
So I should eat celery.
Yeah, celery will help.
Oh, I know. I can put a big thing of celery in my fruit juice. My vegetable juice, and that makes it even seem more like Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
A bran muffin with it. That'll work.
I don't know about bran muffins. I don't know. And then I used to eat these little sausages things, and they were like chicken mushroom sausages, and they were like that unhealthy, but they were like, I don't know, like maybe 190 calories each and like 10 grams of fat. So I switched those out with these veggie dog things that are like 50 calories, and I think they have nothing. There actually is a black hole inside of them that pulls out nutrients from your body. I'm pretty much just gonna eventually just move to eating like sandpaper and wood chips. I'll just do that.
Wood chips would work.
Wood chips.
That's what they did during the Depression. They would eat sawdust. They would put sawdust in their dough as a filler, and it made them more full. And they didn't get colon cancer. That's a fact. There was no colon cancer during the Depression.
They literally shit bricks.
And then they used those to make the highways, and that's how they got people back to work. That's how we did in the old days. We shit bricks.
We got America working. Made in America.
We shit bricks, and Roosevelt put us all to work, making the grand highways.
Wasn't the Germans and the Japanese going to war with us?
Shit bricks.
Shit bricks.
The war helped, too. All of a sudden, when you got to make 10 million bullets a day, that gets people working.
Oh, yeah.
And also, you know how it helps the economy? People dying. There's a lot of jobs open.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, enough talk about my colon.
What was your toast to? I forgot. Was this DMC or
Ninja Theory? Ninja Theories and the new Devil May Cry, and just the fact that I'm excited for not necessarily that it's a Devil May Cry, but I'm excited for a new Ninja Theory game. So, all right, let us toast. Me with my new Fixation,
Vegetable
meals of vegetable juice. Chris Davis with his cider, and Bob with his drink. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Necrobromancer over at 4pp.tv watching live said 4-player cast. Oh man! So
I don't think that's shit we can afford to broadcast.
Is that pun? Was that pun intentional? Was that an intentional pun?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Intentional pun.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Yeah. So that was my takeaway from the New Year's and stuff. But like I said, I feel really good. I feel good. I think I actually lost like 5 pounds already in like a week. So
that's quite a bit. That's probably because you haven't been eating anything.
Well, no, I've been eating. I've definitely been eating, but I definitely I made dietary changes that
right.
I think are definitely probably gonna stay to a large degree. I never was one who believed in diets because a diet implies something that ends. You know, I believe in lifestyle changes and making lifestyle changes, and I think that's kind of an important way to look at it. So,
fair enough.
You know. So video games.
Are there any
video games about colons? The Great Colon Escape of 2077 or something? There should be.
There probably was like a Magic School Bus game that involved a tour of the digestion system.
Yeah, that's in like an educational game where you had to fly a spaceship into someone's ass and then explore.
Technically, it was a shrunk down school bus into somebody's ass, and then you explore the colon.
Right, and you go through the ass, the kids are like, ooh, if you look through the right, you'll see a nodule. That's bad news.
That's a polyp. You should get that checked.
Video game.
Why are we talking about colons again? Yeah, video games.
So what do you guys have played? Let's start with Chris Davis. You want to go? Or is it just Battlefield 3 for you? Is that
Mass Effect 3? Battlefield 3?
Mass Effect 3 and Battlefield? You and your threes.
I wanted to play Mass Effect, but I got caught up in another game. Actually, I started up a new map on a Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
So I was exploring the new changes they'd done in the past several months, and seeing what they added. And I start in the afternoon, 4:00 when I get home on Friday, and all of a sudden I look up at the clock and it's fucking 1 a.m.
Yeah, Minecraft.
I don't know what happened.
Minecraft will do that to you. It's funny because I played a little bit. I guess Bob and Tara, you guys casted a little bit yesterday. Was it?
Yeah, it was Saturday night. We had a bunch of community members on our server.
Yeah, and I kind of got into it, and I had to meet a friend at some point, and I was like, well, I'll just pop in. I'll just pop into Minecraft. And God, I don't know what it is. Like, you get in there, you know what it is? It's the fact that the world itself on the outside is so bare that it directly leads you to start interacting with it and doing things with it. Like, and testing it out. Like, you can't just walk around the world of Minecraft like you can in other games. Like, I can play Skyrim and just walk around for 2 hours and just look at stuff, because the world is beautiful and detailed and somewhat interactive in a way where it interacts with you. Like, things are just kind of happening. Whereas in Minecraft, it's sort of it's a stale environment until you start digging into it. And because it's like that, it causes you to start to dig into it. And then as soon as you start digging into it and making stuff and digging, like, you're captured. That's it. Like, you're digging down and building stuff and making things happen, and you're lost. And you're lost in it for hours.
All I wanted to do was to, see the Endermen and a few other things that I hadn't experienced since, like, the Xbox 360 version came out initially.
Right.
And so I go in there and I said, okay, I'll make a house. And I started working on a house. And then I realized that I was making a gigantic fucking house. Right. And so what started out as what should have lasted maybe 20 minutes turned into about a day and a half affair with making this one house.
Yeah.
This game is fucking relentless. Man.
It's so weird. I was never one to, build a house. I always just start digging down and making long hallways and looking for caverns and just kind of making... I like making sort of an underground complex, At first, I tried to just dig straight down and dig all the way down until just everything opened up. And I ended up getting all the way down to bedrock. And I didn't find any caverns. So then at that point, I started going across. and then my pickaxe thing broke, and then I realized I didn't have any more wood, and I was stuck underground. And I think I ended up meeting a creeper who blew me up down there. But you really have to prepare. I wasn't preparing.
Yeah, you do.
I wasn't preparing. And then everyone was on the server, and then Liz, who's in chat right now, one of our subscribers in chat over at 4pp.tv, Liz 6005 was in there, and I decided that she was my nemesis. And wherever she was, whenever I found her, I would chase her down, try to destroy her. And I think I never once got her. I think I tried, and then I would fall down a hole and die.
So you were basically Wile E. Coyote.
I was kind of like Wile E. Coyote, yeah, exactly. And Liz says, "I pay cash money for the pleasure of Joseph's violence." Yes. And then at one point, and I was in under the ground, and I wanted to try to find spiders to train. I don't think you can do that, but I had this dream that I could train. I can train an army of spiders, and me and my spider army would attack the community of 4-player network. And then, as I was really getting into that idea, I fell into lava under the ground and burned, because apparently you just burn until you die if you can't find water, I guess. So I was the worst villain you can think of.
Well, you know you can do that with wolves, right?
Yeah, I knew you could do that. I wish you could do it with other animals. I wish there was a way you could pretty much train anything. And then
killer fucking sheep.
Killer sheep, an army of skeletons. It'd be very cool. I'd like that. Then if you play on a server with people, you can sort of be the villain, and then you can war with other people. I'm excited to see where Minecraft goes. I haven't really played any of the quest stuff or done the dungeons or anything, so I don't really know what that's all about. Is it cool? Is it fun? It seems like a game like Minecraft almost doesn't need that linearity, and I'm wondering if that sort of removes from the experience somewhat.
I don't know. I haven't actually played it probably in about a year.
Have you done any of that, Chris?
I've been playing on the 360, so I don't know if that content's even on there yet.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, they just did a content upgrade, but I don't know what. I'm not sure what that included.
They added the Enderman. They added a couple new biomes.
What's a biome?
A few things, but none of the adventure stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. As apparently now you can find towns and get quests.
Yep. There's quests?
And be a hero. Yes, there's like quests and stuff, and that just seems so weird to me. Like, it doesn't seem like Minecraft needs that. It doesn't seem like that's what it should be about.
But it seems weird, like, where else would they go from there? Like, add more things you can create?
Well, yeah, add more things you can create. I like what people are doing with the mod stuff, where, you know, we played we had some community nights where we play Minecraft, and those timed things where, you know, build as much stuff and then try to kill each other. You know, like things like that. I almost feel like the quest system and the RPG elements within Minecraft are almost too inside the box for what's possible in that game. It's like, okay, well, sure, quests and villages and dungeons, and that's kind of cool and everything, but it seems like there can be so much more you can do, and they were kind of going in that direction when they added things like moving parts and machinery and stuff, and that's like, more of that would be very cool. I just think they need to expand a little bit more on the creative aspect of stuff and the creative modes and mods than, you know, these sort of linear single-player experiences.
Yeah, I think it would be great if they added better support for third-party mods and had some kind of either store or shop that actually collected these, and people could actually, you know, like a Steam Workshop. That would be great.
Yeah, kind of a Steam Workshop version of
yeah.
They might as well do it. Well, I don't know what's holding them back.
So Minecraft isn't on Steam, right?
No, it's not on Steam.
Okay, so there you go.
Well, they don't have their own. I can imagine it's a pain in the ass to get something like that set up. Just the sheer amount of bandwidth cost, it's going to be ridiculous because a lot of people play Minecraft, and you'd have to pay a lot per month if a lot of people were hitting up that store and whatnot.
Well, I'm not even saying that Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So Necrobrands are over at 4pp.tv. So something we have that stuff. It's called Tekkit. Tekkit. I'm not familiar.
Oh, it might be a third-party tool.
That might be a third-party tool.
As I've said, I really haven't done.
Yeah, if anybody has information on that, send me an email about it. I'd be interested in reading it.
It's a self-contained server.
A self-contained server. It's a mod pack, apparently, according to Shadowstar.
Oh, it's just a mod pack?
Just a mod pack, I guess. I don't know.
Huh.
But no, I had fun with it. I don't play I don't play Minecraft specifically because I get sucked into it so hard. Of course, it's fucking Planetside 2, but I tell you what, I had my first moment the other day playing Planetside 2 where I kind of just got a little bit bored with it for the first time. And I think it's because I basically have almost everything I could possibly want for the weapons and vehicles I'm interested in. Because at one point I was sitting on like 700, 800 certs, So I have almost everything I wanted, and now I'm really starting to focus on metagame stuff. And, the battle itself is fun. Not to talk about Planetside 2 too much, because we've done shit.
We need to have our weekly Planetside 2 discussions.
We used to have our weekly DayZ discussions, and now it's weekly Planetside 2 discussions.
Yeah, you get Planetside, Brad gets Anarchy Reigns, it all works out. Yeah. Everybody gets a game.
Yeah, that's true. But I had my first moment where I kind of really felt this overwhelming feeling that all these battles were sort of essentially pointless because of a lack of a metagame. That there are no victory conditions, so you just have persistent war. And
so there's no winning condition. You just you lose ground, you gain ground. Doesn't matter. There's no grand scale.
Exactly. Like eventually you'll lose a base, and then someone else will gain a base, and then you'll take it back, and then another faction will come in and they'll take it, and eventually you'll have to go and get it back. And there's no victory conditions. And everyone, if like I said in previous podcasts, if they made it so that a continent could be won and locked down, and then the fights move on to the other continents, that would be so much better, because then if you're at the end of your tether, if you're back to your warp gate and the NC is taking over a lot of this area, you're going to be emailing people in your outfit going, get on right now, because we're going to lose this continent. Yeah. It's a big deal. Now you can push a faction all the way to their warp gate. Yay, we won the continent. And then everyone gets off, and then the faction that got pushed back to the warp gate just start taking bases back. Okay, well, now I guess we'll take it now. There's nothing, there's no overarching victory condition to make it seem very important. And I was playing, and as much as I like these fights and they can be really great, I kind of get this feeling, I think I was fighting for the same base over and over again over this 2-3 day period. And it wasn't just it was just this seesawing, 3-way seesaw between 3 factions. And I was like, why are we doing this? What's kind of the point of this? And then, another issue I was having was some of these bases are just way too easy to take and way too difficult to defend. And that's another big argument a lot of people are having on the forums, is that these bases are sort of like Swiss cheese. They have all these holes in them.
So some of them are really hard to defend. They're
really hard to defend. And compare that to Planetside 1 bases, where they were easy to defend, and as they should be. And so to take over a base took hours and hours and dedication, and it was a really big event when it happened. I was playing TR, of course, and we literally walked in to a Vanu biolab and just took it in 12 minutes. No one was there. We just walked in and just took it. No problem. A couple of them showed up at some point, but we took care of them because we were an entire platoon in there. But no resistance. None at all. This giant important, biolabs are very important. Without your biolab on a continent, you don't have regenerated health. And we just walked in, no problem, and took it. Easy peasy.
I can see why they would want to do a lot of these kind of design choices, because for one, if you were alone or if you were in a small group and it wasn't easy to take a base, you could never do anything. You'd always have to be in a big group. You'd always have to Zerg.
And that's, but see, there's other ways. But a small unit can start doing special ops things. Like, for instance, in
but if you don't have anyone to back you up, the special op is meaningless.
Well, you can take smaller stuff. I mean, for instance, in Planetside 1, right? All of the base capture, even once you took it, took 15 minutes. It was a timer that went down. Once you got into the guts of the base, it was a timer. Before you even got there, all the sentries and all the turrets were AI. So infiltrators had to go in cloaked first and disable all that shit. And then the rest of the platoon can kind of get in. And the infiltrator would have to hack the doors, and then you could get in. And then once you got in, and you got to the bowel of the base, and you started that 15-minute timer, because there was this lattice system, which would kind of funnel defenders and players to your area, then you would have to hold the base, and it would be a hell of a fight. I mean, even though you got in there a little bit without too much resistance, once that timer started going, the game automatically fed you people, because that's kind of how the way it was, and also the fact that bases were a lot more important. So if you were going to lose something like a biolab in PS1 or something, that was really bad for your faction. So people would immediately be sending people there, defended, sort of to take it back, or to you would have to defend your position if you were taking the base. So they would be the defenders would be coming in and attacking you in a sense. And it was just a better system overall. So I don't know. I just started getting a little tired of it. I mean, it's still a beautiful game. I'm still enjoying it, but that itch of needing something more definitely started hitting.
Well, the game's only been out since November 20th, so...
well, I know. See, that's the thing.
They've got to be working on content updates.
Well...
You just got to give them time.
Well, here's the thing. They put it out, and then they went on holiday break for 2.5 weeks. Right afterwards. So, there's a whole lot of cheaters in the game right now, and that hasn't really been addressed to the satisfaction of a lot of the players. And it is a problem, and especially with a free-to-play game where people can just pop in, and you see these level 1s just, these battle rank 1 people just one-shotting people because they have aimbots and stuff, or just, wall hacks and that kind of thing. But the team is back now, and hopefully they'll be paying attention to the game and adding content. There's word of more continents to be released, and I can understand that when you only have 3 continents, to add in a system where continents are locked down might be a little difficult. When you have 5 or even more, that becomes a little more reasonable.
Imagine if you lock down a continent and the only way to get back onto that continent is a naval siege.
Well, that's the thing.
To establish a beachhead. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, well, they're talking about naval combat as well. Because in Planetside 1, you have to remember, Auraxis was they weren't continents, they were all different planets. But in Planetside 2, there were continents on the same planet, which makes naval warfare a possibility. And once you lose a continent, the only way being able to take it back would be to be a naval and air siege would be fantastic. I also kind of like the fact of losing a continent and not getting it back. Just losing it. I like that idea. I like the fact there needs to be a feeling of loss when you lose. And now it's just minor inconvenience. And that's got to change. That's definitely got to change.
So you want the kind of bigger overarching changes, like you lose it, and then one side wins, and then it resets.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's ultimate winning conditions. Like I said before, Battlefield Europe, which was previously known as World War II Online, had victory conditions. One side could win and got bragging rights. So
Tom Clancy's End War had a similar thing. 3-way war across Europe, and there were dozens of multiplayer maps, and one side could eventually win the entire overall conflict.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like I said, they're back now. They're talking about new vehicles. In January, there's supposed to be this big patch, which is going to fix up a lot of the bugs, make it run smoother. People are having some issues. It does seem to crash a lot, so they're gonna try to patch all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. But Chris, I think I cut you off with talk of Planetside 2 because you had just gotten started talking about Minecraft and your plan.
Not really. I mean, I was just mentioning that's what I spent a bunch of my weekend playing, and then I've been just playing Battlefield 3 and working on another project. So
right. Cool. All right. Bob.
Yes.
What have you been playing? What have you been doing with yourself?
More Dark Souls.
How's that going for you?
Yeah. Good. I actually finally got into the DLC content. I've been doing 100%ing all the achievements, so I've been just basically farming up all the materials to make all the weapons I need. Since one of the most difficult achievements is called Knight's Honor, which requires you to have all the unique weapons.
Right.
Which is fucking difficult.
Yeah.
It requires at least... it requires you to at least beat the game twice.
Right, yeah.
And then kill at least one boss in the third playthrough.
Wow.
Since you need 3 souls of a specific boss to make 3 different weapons.
I see.
2 swords and a shield. And I've gotten to the point where I'm at the end of my first playthrough. Mm-hmm. And I have pretty much made all the weapons I can using the souls I have and all the Titanite slabs, various slabs used to max the elemental type weapons. Mm-hmm. Fire, lightning, magic, enchantment, occult, and divine, and whatnot. And I decided, well, I haven't done the Artorias of the Abyss content yet, so I went over there pretty much yesterday. The last 2 days, I've been bumming around there and checking it out, and it's neat. It's fun. It's relatively short. If you've gone through it once, you probably can beat it within like an hour or 2.
I haven't done any of that DLC stuff at all.
It's neat.
I played so little DLC this year. I think the most DLC I played actually is Battlefield 3, and then I haven't even played, the new one that came out. Even though I bought the whole premium membership pack.
Oh yeah,
and all I need to do is fucking download it. I've been doing other things. I bought the DLC for Skyrim, the vampire one.
Oh yeah, I bought that too. I haven't played that.
I didn't finish that. I got kind of through it, but I haven't finished that because I wasn't too crazy about it. It was okay, but a lot of aspects of it really turned me off. Like the fact that when you become a vampire, it forces you to be only in third person. And,
that bullshit.
And it's really annoying, and it's really unnecessary. And as better as the animations are than they used to be, they're still pretty shitty by today's standards. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, yes, they're better than Oblivion, but the animations in Skyrim are not very good. They're just not. Yeah. Let's be honest. And to force me into third person when I'm the vampire is ridiculous. And like I said in a previous show, I think when we first started talking about this, it's unnecessary because you don't need to do that to make you feel like you're a vampire. You didn't do that, or a werewolf, because they do it as a werewolf as well. They didn't need to do that in Daggerfall when you became a werewolf. Look at The Darkness. The Darkness is that whole franchise, that those 2 games do a very good job of showing transformation from a first-person viewpoint.
Absolutely. All you need to do is you just have your arms get all hairy or your arms get all like crazy, and then you just put a filter on. Just throw a filter over it.
And it works.
It look like it works darky and veiny or whatever.
It works surprisingly well. And for a game like any Elder Scrolls game, which is made to be played in first person, it's incredibly jarring. Incredibly jarring to be pulled into third person when you've been playing for first person for 20 hours. It kind of takes you out of the experience completely. So I didn't finish Dragonborn. Hearthfire came out. I didn't bother with that because I don't know. I don't feel like building a house. I don't know. I
had multiple options to buy that for like $2 over the.
I just still didn't bite. No, I know they're like. They're kind of going for like a Minecrafty sort of thing. Like, now I have to craft the nails. Now I have to craft the wood. And
God, really?
Yeah. It's like that kind of thing.
But you can fill your house with orphans and then eat them.
No, you can't. Can you?
You can fill them with orphans, but you can't eat them. That's the problem.
Why would
on the PC, you can.
Oh, see, that's why.
PC mod lets you turn into a werewolf and eat children.
You can eat the children. See, I'd like that. I want to build a house in the woods and then lure the children to the house, and then eat the children.
Come to my house. It's made of gingerbread and icing.
Come to my house. You want to see my nice crawl space? It's all nice and dark down there.
I've got all these wonderful secrets. Then you can show me your secrets.
You know all the great candies under the bed. If you just get down on your knees and get under there. Just reach on back. Just reach on back. That's right. Get
I
down
had a
there.
couple kids here before. They tried to take most of the candy, but I'm sure there's some left. You just have to look hard.
Speaking of which, what size are you? Because I have some kid clothes here that no one's using. And if you want to use, maybe you can change on in the. I'll just turn around. You can just change right now. Just change it. I won't.
Hey, kiddos, you want to go down to the basement? You want to check out my chamber of secrets?
There's a nice basement down there. We could play a little game called handcuffs. Now you just put them on. All right.
I would totally play that game. That'd be great. I can go to the inn, you know. I mean,
Lure the children.
I could like open my crawl space, and you know, there's all the children down there, and I could be like,
Some people call it junk, but I call them treasures.
Your house is your crawl space is just filled with orphans.
that's right.
It's horrible.
Oh man. So, but I didn't play Hearthfire. I didn't play that one.
You know, I'll tell you what, you should have been playing Battlefield 3 this week.
Well, it was double XP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone up 7 Colonel ranks, so
I think
you should.
I think I'm 50. No, I'd have to look it up.
Jesus.
Maybe. Oh no, I don't think so. Wait, Battlefield 3? No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm up there. I'm like 48 or 49, maybe. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. I'm pretty high though. I don't. At this point though, I don't need any more ranks. Like I have nothing to unlock. You know, I enjoy playing Battlefield. I haven't played for a while. I'll get back into it.
You gotta try out the crossbow, man.
I hear the crossbow's pretty cool, and I want to try out the new.
Oh, is it?
Delicious.
Yeah.
I want to try out the new DLC because fuck, I already paid for it, so I might as well, right?
Yeah.
So, what's the? There's one more coming, isn't there? Isn't there one more bit of DLC?
End game. Yeah.
The end game one. That's when they're having. We talked about this last week with the motorbike and stuff.
Supposed to add dirt bikes.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about that. That'd be kind of
Dirt
cool.
bikes. That sounds fun.
I'll get into it. I'll get into it again. Watch, by the time I get into it, Battlefield 4 will be coming out.
Yep.
New consoles. That'll be new consoles though.
You think?
Oh god, it better fucking be. I'm getting fucking tired of this shit. Just put out the new consoles already. God damn it. Everyone's afraid. I'm so afraid of putting out the new consoles. Like, we just love our install base. Our current install base is so tasty. What if there's not as good install base? Shut up with your install base. Release the new fucking consoles. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Because now, because there's going to be coming a point where people are going to get like abandon consoles altogether for computers that look 1,000 times better. And there's going to be a
I'm just
time
curious, like,
when your install base doesn't mean shit.
with the pretty much with the format wars being over between Blu-ray and HD DVD.
Right.
What is Microsoft going to have in there?
There's rumors that the next Xbox will be Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Blu-ray?
Yeah.
And supposedly Major Nelson a few days ago set up a countdown or linked to a countdown website for E3. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Well, that's
Yeah.
Wait, was the countdown website for who was it a Microsoft countdown?
yeah. Hang on, let me link it.
Yeah,
here in chat.
it's important where the countdown is based.
Yeah, I think it's at a Microsoft site.
Okay, so okay, is it?
Yeah, it's on Major Nelson's website.
Hold on, let me I'll pull this up. Oh, the sound doesn't fuck up. Countdown to
Who, for
E3.
people who don't know who he is, he's actually Larry Erb.
Yeah.
He's the head of Xbox Live, pretty much.
But he does a lot of their PR stuff.
Yeah, he's really a PR guy.
So really, him putting this down is pretty significant, to tell you the truth, because he's never done this before. I'm looking at it right now. It's at 155 days, 2 hours, 7 minutes, 43 seconds, and the milliseconds are just counting down. He's never done this before for any E3, any convention that I remember. And being the PR guy, I don't know. This is a simple thing, but this might be fairly significant. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I remember we did talk a little while ago about the fact that Microsoft was possibly thinking that they would bypass E3 and do their own press conference because they wanted to be sure that they wouldn't be one-upped by Sony or Nintendo, which could possibly happen if you make a major announcement at E3. But I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they did that for the Xbox 360, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I happen to think that's the way they'll go, but we'll see. Why does he call himself Major Nelson? Was he actually in the military?
No, I don't remember the story, but it has nothing to do with the military.
Oh.
Does it have anything to do with half Nelsons?
But he's really good. Maybe he's an old wrestler.
Nelson? Yeah,
he's a wrestler.
He could be a wrestler.
Is a full
That's the signature move, the Major Nelson.
The Major Nelson. You know what? That should have been Sergeant Slaughter's signature move. The Major Nelson. That should have been his finishing move, the Major Nelson. That would have been great. You know what I realized? I was watching some old videos, wrestling stuff. They were totally off the fucking topic of video games. But we've been doing the What Are You Playing posts again over at our main site, over at 4playernetwork.com, where every Saturday we just sort of put a list of what we're playing that weekend, and we kind of want to know what the community is playing, just because for a couple of reasons. Number one, we're interested in what you guys are playing. And number two, us reading about what you're playing or what you're anticipating kind of helps us to kind of develop content for you guys. And when we see what you're playing, we can kind of see what maybe you might want us to talk about. So when you see those posts up, definitely comment on them, because it actually helps us out a lot and helps spur conversation. But one of the fun things about them is that every week I choose a different wrestler for the top and the thumbnail. And I used to be a big wrestling fan when I was younger, and I kind of fell away from it when WWF tried really hard to be UFC and kind of got dull. But I realized something from watching old videos of wrestling, and this might mean nothing to you guys, but you know how The Undertaker's manager is Paul Bearer, the big fat guy with the thing?
Oh, God.
His Undertaker's original manager, when he first debuted, was Brother Love, who was the guy with the red face and the jacket, the white jacket, and he'd be like, I love you, like that. And it's sort of interesting to me that they brought in Paul Bearer to replace him as manager, as sort of like him being the antithesis of Brother Love. You know, that sort of dichotomy. It was sort of, I never caught on to that before, but I think that was like they made, like, that was why that.
You and your fucking.
So he turns to the dark side. Is that what happened?
Well, Undertaker was always part of the dark side, but his original manager was Brother Love, and then it was, Paul Bearer. Oh.
So who's the guy with all the rubber bands on his face?
Yeah,
that's Captain Lou Albano, who was also in the Cyndi Lauper video for Papa Don't Preach.
He just looks like Tim Schafer with long hair.
Oh, no,
Papa definitely looks like Tim Schafer.
Papa Don't Preach is Madonna. I'm sorry, but Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I'm sorry, was Cyndi Lauper in the 80s. You guys didn't know who Captain Lou Albano is? Oh my god!
I didn't watch wrestling at all.
I don't follow soap operas. I'm sorry.
It's a soap opera for men, though. It's a man's soap opera.
Yeah, I feel like a bunch of sweaty guys.
Yeah, and they're goofy motherfuckers. He died a number of years ago, and I wrote a post about it, and I titled it, "Oh, Captain, My Captain." Like the poem.
That's terrible.
So anyway, what else you been playing, Bob, besides Dark Souls? Is that it?
Well, actually, I didn't say too much about the DLC.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
It's good. It's really interesting. I like the it adds a couple new bosses. Luckily, fortunately for me, it doesn't add new achievements, so it's still the same. 1,000. All
right.
Gamer score.
Right, but you're trying to 100% it though. So
yes.
Why are you doing the DLC at all?
For fun and profit.
But I'm just saying, like you're distracting yourself.
I haven't done it, and I can get better gear, and there's some better. Spells
so it'll help you in the long run.
Yeah, it'll help me in the next run. The next playthrough, I'll be able to use some of these better equipment and whatnot.
Oh, nice. Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, it just sort of made me realize like how kind of crappy the PvP is in that game. Like there are some people that love the PvP in there, but for me, the latency in the network code is so finicky for it to be worth it.
I think that's something that's particular to the PC version.
Really? No, it happened to me on the PS3 version too. Really? I remember playing the PS3 as well, and it being like, okay, they're standing across the room. Wait, how did they backstab me? What the fuck? Like the discrepancy between what you see and what they see is just too great for it to be for this type of tight combat system.
Maybe I never noticed those issues, but I never actually did much PvP when I played.
Yeah, no, I that's why I kind of won't get into it. And then there's no benefit to doing it. Like other than just the whole like here's my e-peen and look at it. It's so big.
You get your body back if you kill someone else, don't you?
No, well, you get humanity, but that's demon souls where you get your body back.
Oh, okay, okay, right.
You get humanity, which you can spend to get your body back.
Okay, right.
But it's just there's really no like souls are trivial to get. Yes. Humanity is trivial to get. Mm-hmm. You don't really get anything other than souls or humanity, and then maybe some PvP items like covenant items. But those are relatively easy to get regardless. You can even get them outside of PvP. So it's just like, why?
Right. I think it's people like to fuck with each other.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I always felt. I mean, I can understand that because I always felt like I'm not going to do any of this PvP stuff. I'm basically going to stay away from it until I get my character so powerful that I can just destroy people. Like, until that point, until I can just gank people.
Well, that's the problem.
That's not worth it.
In this game, that's not how it works because you're ranked with the same people at the same level. So
you can't just go into anybody's?
No,
okay.
You're automatically matched with people the same.
See, I know
within I think better than like 5 or 10 levels.
Okay, I know very little about it because I never got to the point where I felt comfortable just going in and messing with.
I may try it a little bit, but I don't. There's no big major point to doing it. So I probably won't waste my time doing it.
Maybe try just to get the experience. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but other than that, I think there's only. I have to fight the last boss. I'm like up to the last boss in the main game to finish my first playthrough. Mm-hmm. So after I finish my first playthrough, I'll have 3 achievements left over to get. Mm-hmm. I should have pretty much everything but those 3. Second playthrough, I should have only, I think, 1 or 2 achievements left.
Right.
It's just because the last achievement is the meta achievement for getting all the other achievements.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
for 100%.
So 2 achievements for the last.
The 100% achievement.
Yeah, which is pain in the ass, but I'm eventually gonna try to get through and do it. But it's fortunately each successive playthrough gets quicker and quicker because you have to do less and less. Mm-hmm. So you only need to really kill the bosses that you specifically need the souls for, and that number gets significantly less second playthrough. So
it eventually just kind of becomes a speed run, almost.
Yeah. Oh, the other reason why I did the DLC is because they actually add a bunch of slabs, Titanite slabs in there. Mm-hmm. So you can get a white slab, you can get a blue slab, and you can get another regular Titanite slab, which allows you to max out the weapons, mm-hmm. allowing you to get other achievements. So it actually makes it so you don't have to pick them up the next time you run through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I give you credit. That's not something I'd want to do. Dark Souls is a particularly stressful game.
It's not stressful for me because it pretty much. Death to me in that game means nothing.
Well, it's one of those things you have to get used to it. You have to realize that
you have to
souls
realize it doesn't
are nothing.
mean anything.
You will lose souls. It's no big deal. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, there are better ways to get souls. Mm-hmm. Like it's a lot easier to get souls if you go to Painted World and you have an AoE spell. Like that'll get you tons of souls real quickly. Yeah. You can get like 100,000 souls within maybe 20 minutes.
Right.
If that. So it's not, when you lose 30,000, that's nothing. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So it's humanity as well. You can farm that really easily.
Yeah.
It's just like for me, I like the mechanics of it. I really like the combat. I like having that really.
Oh god, the gates of hell have opened!
Oh god,
the gates of hell have opened!
There's someone in the dark soul!
The gates of hell! The gates of hell have opened!
What the fuck? How's it sound?
Now you're good.
That's fine.
Now you're good.
I think it's whenever you talk, it'll reset itself.
Lovely.
But it's I had a point, and the gates of hell totally fucking. Also the story. I really like the story of the game. I like the world. I like the story behind everything. It's not really. It's not very overt story. Mm-hmm. It's not really in your face. You don't. If you don't look for it, you're not going to find it. You can go through the entire game and not understand what the fuck's going on.
I've talked about this before, and I've always described this as what I found was the biggest difference between a game like Dragon Age and a game like Demon Souls Whereas the Dragon Age tells you its entire story through its words and its narrative.
Whether you want to or not,
right.
It's going to tell you the story.
Exactly. Demon Souls and Dark Souls, however, tell you the story through the environment and the graphics and the things you find and the things you see. And they both tell just as good stories, I believe. They just tell them in completely opposite ways.
Yeah, like in the new DLC, this might be somewhat a spoiler, but I mean, it's been out for like fucking 6 or 8 months.
I'll go for it.
But the Sith, the big wolf you fight in the
garden,
darker garden, is actually the companion to Artorias, which is the knight who was going to defeat the main enemy in the Abyss. And he ended up, I guess, sacrificing himself to save Sith.
Oh,
Sith.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of interesting. And the only reason I really found that out is because you find certain items and there's descriptions on certain items. You read them and you're like, oh shit, really?
Yeah, it's all about reading the description on items and stuff.
Yeah, you can even get Sith to help you fight the last boss in the DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a puppy Sith.
Oh,
so he's not big. He's tiny.
Oh, that's nice.
Because the DLC actually takes place in the past.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
See, now I want
to... You go backwards in time.
It's
neat, because you run into a lot of characters, like the cat from the Covenant is there. Mm-hmm. So the Darkroot Covenant, the cat's there. You run into... obviously Dusk, who is the chick that's trapped inside of the golem, is how you trigger it. But it's really... Did I go to Sith after it? Oh, I haven't gotten a big Sith yet, because he's dead. I think the big thing I wanted to do was I wanted to check out. That was my I was thinking about it today. I was like, man, fuck, I defeated the guy with Sith, the wolf, and I think if you help him in the DLC before you actually kill him in the game, because I think you can actually do that. Mm-hmm. So in my next playthrough, I'm going to go through, and I'm going to go do the DLC first before I go take down Sif. I want to check him out and see if he reacts to me differently because I helped him.
So you might actually, if you go see Sif after, you might not have to fight him at all at that point.
I don't, possibly. I
don't know.
Interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
I haven't looked up anything on this thing, so it just made me kind of curious because of the way the timeline works with the DLC, is that it's actually part of the past.
He just jumps on you, he's so happy to see you, and he's licking your face.
And then he pees himself a little, which is like about a lake.
Oh, yes. And then the dead rise from the pee.
Yeah, and he drowned.
Yeah. Cool. Oh,
that's the DLC.
I was going to say, so, just as an aside, I saw Carlos in, I think the gates of hell are opened again, actually.
Oh, God.
Yes, they are!
Oh, God.
What the fuck? I'm not hearing any of this shit.
So, yeah,
now it's okay.
What I did to fix it for myself, which wasn't really a fix, is I just muted my mic and then unmuted it whenever I wanted to talk.
So now it's okay.
I don't understand.
I was tormenting Tara with the whole Sif thing.
Mm-hmm.
She gets really emotional when there's anything involving animals, particularly like sentient animals.
Okay.
And death. And other companionship or family involved, that's really hits her heartstrings.
She doesn't watch the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's not something she would watch.
No, I think she probably cried during the whole the Lion King.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So real quick, let's go on a break in a minute. But real quick before we do that. Did you happen to see the interaction between Carlos and Ken Levine this weekend over Twitter?
Oh God, we've got to recount this story.
Okay, so
Carlos also talked to me afterwards, so I'll have to tell you guys what he said to me.
So if you can pull it up, Bob, I don't have it in front of me. So Ken Levine was on Twitter, and I've actually had a little bit of back and forth with him here and there as well. But so Carlos tweets to Ken Levine, "Will I ever find love as a fat man?" I think. Was that it?
Yeah, I think because will I ever find love?
Let's see.
Let me see if I can.
I found it.
Go for it. You tell us, Chris.
Okay, retweet at Edgar Allan Poe.
So let's start from the beginning. So start from the beginning with him tweeting so we get the.
Will I ever find love as a fat person?
Right, that's what he tweeted to Ken Levine.
His response: confidence, my man. It's all about confidence.
Yes.
And of course, immediately after, Carlo says, Ken Levine is a cool dude.
Well, they met before at PAX East, and reportedly, this is what I heard from there's Carlos's little thing about it in chat over at 4pp.tv. Carlos goes up to Ken Levine and says, "Hey, I'm Carlos. I love your work. And SWAT 4 is my favorite game of all time." And Ken Levine turns to Carlos and goes, "Man, you got to play some new games." That's pretty funny.
And one of the responses to that tweet was from a person called @MMOGirlKai, and she replies, "Dress as a disco ball."
That's it. Carlos needs a rhinestone suit, like a rhinestone leisure suit or something like that. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna take a quick break.
So actually, real quick, what Carlos said to me, and, since it was confidential, and I'm totally gonna divulge this, is he said, "Man, I don't know if I'd ever suck a dude's dick, but if I ever did, it would be Ken Levine's."
Well, there you have it. I would, Ken.
He's a classy man, and he's deserving of that.
If Mr. Levine is listening, I would take Carlos up on that.
Yeah, you may
might find something you like.
Might find in the BioShock Infinite booth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't just window shop, baby. Make a purchase.
Too fat for oral love.
All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. You're watching Cocktail Time Live over at 4pp.tv. everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Cocktail Time Live here at 4Player Network. So thank everybody who's watching at home over at 4pp.tv, especially our subscribers. Wonderful people like Reborn Revolution, Zocano, Self Torment, Liz6005. Subscribers really help us do what we do here at 4Player Network. We basically make nothing from ad revenue. We do well from subscriptions. So we thank you guys for supporting 4Player Network. Like I said, it helps us to keep the lights on, keep the doors open. And we have fun here. So, anyway. All right, so let's talk about... So I played one thing that wasn't Planetside 2 this week.
Aside from Minecraft?
And Minecraft, because I did play some of that. I started playing Final Fantasy XII.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, why?
Well, here.
Why?
This is.
Well, okay. Out of all of them, 12's not that bad.
This is the type of feedback I'm looking for here. Because I started playing it, and two things. I haven't played a lot of Final Fantasies. I played 7. I played 2 or 3, I think, on the feed during Way Back Wednesday. I think we all enjoyed the adventures of Fancy. And Harry, I think, was another one. I forget what the characters. One was Fancy. The other one was Harry. There was a couple others, but they were pretty fun. But that was kind of it, you know. So I started playing 12. PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 disc on a PlayStation 2 machine. Going old school all the way. No emulators here. Fuck that shit. I'd rather not use them if I can. Oh, and Tex-Mex. That's right. Tex-Mex was another one. Fucking
Tex-Mex.
I named them Harry, Fancy, and Tex-Mex. And Tex-Mex, of course, had a Texas Southern accent. Fancy had more of a metrosexual sort of accent. But of course. But anyway, so started 12. Things I like. I'm like maybe a half hour into it. But tell me if I'm wrong. But it seems like 12 is where they started to institute. Or started to move away from turn-based stuff into action-based stuff.
That was the first game they really kind of implemented the whole Gambit system, is what it's called.
Yeah. You know what? If there's anything I don't like about modern Final Fantasy games, it's that system. I like the turn-based stuff. I like it. Lost Odyssey, for instance, is a game I really enjoy. It has some really shitty moments, that really annoyed me. And almost made me want to stop the game, but it used that great turn-based system, and I just don't like the Gambit system. I don't know. It seems like it's somewhere in the middle of turn-based and somewhere in action, and it exists in this weird sort of quagmire that doesn't seem to work. It doesn't seem to feel very good.
It's like if you set up the Gambit, it's like I think you have to level up and find specific AI actions in order to fill your Gambits.
Right.
Towards the end of the game plays with itself. It's a little bit masturbatory. So it's in a weird way to like kind of make it so your pawns, your group will do what they need to. You don't control them, and then you just kind of control your main character and what you're doing.
And that's okay. I mean, Dragon's Dogma does that. I mean, that's okay. I don't mind that. But see, Dragon's Dogma is also a straight action game.
Right? Yeah, it's very much action oriented. It's not. This weird conglomeration
hybrid of action and turn-based, and even when I played, I didn't. The only part of 13 I ever played was the demo, and even that just didn't didn't feel good to me. I was like, either be action or be turn-based, but don't be this weird thing in the middle that doesn't feel good. So and I guess
really
Slyko the Drunk over at 4pp.tv, one of our subscribers, said Dragon Age Origins did it. Oh God, the gates of hell! The gates have opened.
God, I don't know what is causing this. Okay, I'm watching the options the entire time. It's not going up at all.
You know what? Every time it happens,
mine did it weird too. Like it was random.
Every time you do it, it gives me an excuse to play the Lexington Steele sound clip. So I'm actually enjoying whenever it happens.
Harder for you to edit this in post.
Edit what? Oh, me? Oh, yeah, I guess. I'll just mess with the gate a little bit. But yeah, I guess Zlatko the Drunk mentioned that Dragon Age Origins did it. But but not really. Dragon Age Origins had more of a felt more like an MMO in
like
terms
a Baldur's Gate,
like a Baldur's Gate MMO instead of this weird hybrid. I think Zlatko's right in that Dragon Age kind of is a little bit of a hybrid, but it does it like an MMO does it. It doesn't do it like Final Fantasy tries.
It's much more Western RPG than Eastern.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I if I can get over this sort of weird thing with the combat, maybe I'll keep going. But apparently it has a really cool career system. I saw Brad talking about it, and has a career system that's sort of almost reminiscent of Final Fantasy Tactics, I believe, if I'm thinking that correctly. Maybe chat over at 4pp.tv can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I'm looking to get into, is that aspect of it. So I don't know. What tell me, Chris, what has been your experience with 12?
I played 3 hours of 12.
Okay.
And I could not get past the combat system. It pissed the fucking fire out of me. Because it felt exactly like a fucking MMO, and I hate MMOs.
Yeah.
It's just I couldn't deal with it, so I fucking rage quit.
Well, how did you feel about Dragon Age?
I didn't play Dragon Age.
Oh, really? You never played Dragon Age?
No, I don't play.
Oh, that's right. You hate fantasy. I forgot.
Yeah,
I'm not a fantasy guy.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's just it's
no, you hate elves. You hate elves. You're an elven racist.
I'll go for space elves, but just not really.
You're like, if only Hitler killed the elves.
Just admit it. You on your free time, you like to jerk off into pools of children tears.
Yeah, that's right. He does. And he rolls around in them like a drunken.
I've got no room in my apartment for that.
That's true. See, he sleeps on the computers behind him.
It's nested in the cables. He wraps himself up
like a rat. He's
yeah.
So you couldn't. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe if I can get through the combat, I'll play some more of it. I feel like I need to play. I feel like I need to play a modern Final Fantasy because it's such a big deal with what we do. Every time a Final Fantasy comes out, it's like, oh, it's a Final Fantasy, and everyone makes a big deal of it. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's the thing. I've only played half of 7, and I've played most of 10. And I
love 7. I did play 7. I love 7.
Yeah.
I do like the older ones. I know, and I see where it comes from. And the gates of hell have opened again. The gates.
Oh,
I don't.
Not the gates. There we go. Just to get
okay, I guess I had Skype open the entire fucking time, so I can't respond to chat at all.
I think once you leave Skype, once you go to a different window, that's when it happens. I think is what's going on.
Fine. I won't touch it.
Talk to people. But I see where people come from in terms of Final Fantasy being a great series, of course, because the older ones, the Super Nintendo games that I played, they're brilliant and they're gorgeous. I mean, you're looking at just sprites, but they're gorgeous games, and the things they did with how little they had to work with is really amazing. And it seems like as the series grew, they just sort of dumped all of that into making CGI stuff look better and better and better, and everything else is sort of. I mean, I feel like it sort of faltered a little bit.
Yeah.
Like all that great stuff, all that sprite work they did, all the cool little nuances they were able to pull off with just these 8 and 16-bit graphics. As the platforms matured, all of that ingenuity just kind of got dumped into making textures look better.
Do you know?
I would ask you to play 9 then.
Maybe I should play. I should play 9. Why do you say that?
Well, it returns to the kind of classic fantasy setting for the series.
Right.
It's not sci-fi or techno-oriented.
Right.
And there's a fuck ton of colorful characters in there.
Okay, maybe I should check that out because I tried to watch some of Brad or somebody playing 13, and it all confused me. Every aspect of it confused me. The battle system seemed weird and jarring and confusing. Whenever the narrative, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. They literally were speaking English, but it felt like a different language, Like, we've got to get to the sea of the Heresy, where the crystals for the sea space come into the windows of the seascape as it goes through, down again. Chocobo. And
that's basically,
that's what it sounded like to me.
That's Final Fantasy.
I knew I would never be able to get into 13 as soon as I saw that fucking combat system. Because it looks like you don't even have to lift the fucking controller. It plays for itself, and I don't want that.
A lot of it, well, it does. I think a lot of it was, it kind of action goes, and you're switching stances, I guess, is what. They're not called stances, but they're called something else, but you're kind of switching the combat roles or the job roles.
I think that's it.
Yeah, the paradigms. You're switching the paradigms of the people on the fly, and the paradigms actually seem to take the place of the job classes. So, I don't know. You know what I am looking forward to is the new the 13.2 Versus, the one that's totally action-oriented, sci-fi setting that Brad actually put a trailer out on, tweeted about the trailer last week. And it looks like a mixture of like sci-fi Final Fantasy with like Dragon's Dogma type of stuff.
Well, it's from the guy who made Kingdom Hearts, so
right. It's Versus 13, and that's one I'm really interested in because that one seems to just be an action game. And when I tweeted to Brad about it being sort of like a Dragon's Dogma kind of thing, he kind of agreed. So that's one I am looking forward to.
But that game's never going to come out.
Well, why do you say that?
Because it's been in development since 2006.
But yeah, okay.
It's not going to happen.
So is Duke Nukem Forever, and baby, it came out.
I don't think it's going to happen. It's just like, Kingdom Hearts 3. Never going to fucking happen. I can't bring myself to really trust Square anymore. Especially since they're not Square anymore. They haven't been Square in nearly 10 years now.
Well, yeah. No, they're putting out Deus Ex Human Revolution and
Well, they're publishing that. They're not developing it.
No, they're not developing it. So, I don't know. It'll come out. It'll come out. Come on. Be positive.
No.
Don't be such a negative Nancy. That you're Nancying about all negatively. Nancy in Fields of Hope. Praise.
Well, you know what's coming out that probably should bake in the oven a little bit more?
What's that?
The Walking Dead FPS.
But see,
I knew this was a fan remake, but that trailer is just fucking awesome.
But so this is actually a little bit of news of what happened last week. 2013 was no more than 20 hours old, and what hits the net would a purported trailer for the Walking Dead first-person shooter by Activision, or first-person game by Activision, called The Walking Dead
Survival
Instinct, which really sounds more like a Cabela's game than anything else. Cabela's big
really does,
Survival Instinct Hunt 2013. Woo! And everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Because it looked like shit. It looked like shit. The animations were really bad. There was screen tearing all over the trailer. The zombies had plastic hair. They were like almost like made of clay, like something that Tara would want me to eat. Apparently.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you need it
rectal clay is what they call it.
Big.
Yes, and then they can pull the clay out and then make a mold of my rectum that I can then sell.
Well, it's like those, your
fuck Joseph's ass for $1.
Have you ever played
at
those
the carnival
where you put Play-Doh in there and you kind of smash it and like strings of spaghetti come out?
Yes.
It's like that. Yeah.
Well, no, they sell. I'm talking about they sell kits, and the Chris, Chris's thing is.
I'm not doing anything, and it's not moving.
Okay, now it's okay. For a second, it was. But they make these kits you can get.
Fuck you, Skype.
They get these kits you can get, and it's plaster, and you stick your dick in it, right?
Oh yeah.
And then you pull your dick out, and then it comes with rubber, and you can make a dildo of your own dick.
So you can go fuck yourself.
You can go fuck yourself. No, they sell this. It's a kit. It's a kit you can get, and you can make dildos of your own dick. It's like a dick kit, yeah. And my friend and I were thinking about getting them. He wanted to get one and then market it, and then sell it to all the housewives around where he lived. He was like a good
his dick.
Yeah, he was like a really good looking. This is when we were in our younger 20s, and he was a really good looking guy in this small town in New Jersey, and he was very popular. and he wanted to like make these molds of his dick and put him in a box, and he would just call it. It would be called "My Dick," and the subtitle would be "Just What the Doctor Ordered." The thing.
They need 50 cc's of sausage.
That's right. That's right. But you can actually get this. I think if you look it up online, you could probably find it. But you can make molds of your own dick.
Did your friend go on to be a sex offender?
No, he ended up having a kid. So and you know what? I find that very offensive to sex. So yes, he got married and had a kid, and you know,
poor guy.
I haven't actually spoke to him in quite a while, so I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he'll stumble upon this recording and be like, I remember fondly talking to Joseph about making molds of my dick. I should contact him, see what he's up to.
Either that or it'll scare him away.
Either that or he's like, I have a family now, goddammit, I can't have this madness in my life. I've actually had that experience of old friends coming back to me like that. I'm married and I have kids now. I can't.
You can't talk about the time that we did Daniel.
I can't do this stuff anymore. Why not? Have another drink, jackass.
Pussy.
Yeah. So as you get older, you either fall into one or two camps, and I fell into the one I did. So what the hell are we talking? Clay.
The Walking Dead.
Oh, The Walking Dead. So it looked really terrible, and all of the sites, the big sites, like our site, Destructoid, Penny Arcade, all put out pieces like, "What is this shit?" You know, like the initial reaction to the news, the announcement news that this was going to happen, was why is this necessary? You already have a fantastic game in the Walking Dead Adventure series that takes the franchise and takes this idea of this world and makes a fantastic experience about it. Why do we need a first-person game from Activision for it? We just
because Activision.
I know, but you know the whole.
It's a yearly franchise.
No one was very warm to this idea from the very beginning, to be honest. And then this trailer comes out, and everyone came out everyone had their knives out, ready to dice it up. I don't blame them. I was one of them that came out and diced it up. Turns out that this actually wasn't a real trailer at all, and that this was put together from almost demo tech material that was given to IGN a long time ago.
Yep.
And apparently, I don't know exactly if it got leaked from IGN or they put it out. They released it at some point, and then some fans got together and then put this out in such a way, and even had a YouTube channel that seemed legit.
Yeah, they made a YouTube channel called The Walking Dead Survival Instinct.
Yeah, and why Activision didn't take that channel to begin with?
Well, what really threw people for a loop is because one of the PR guys for the game or for the publisher actually, I think, tweeted it out because he was like, "Oh wait, maybe I'm behind the time." I was like, "Oh shit, there's this trailer just released. Fuck, I didn't know it was supposed to be released. Here it is.
I better get this out to everybody."
Yeah.
Oops.
But this
over the holidays. So.
Yeah, it was over New Year's. So I'm wondering if you know he was a little drunk from the night before.
Oh shit! I forgot about this memo. Let me tweet.
But this is gameplay footage, right? It's demo target footage, right?
Really early footage.
It's really early footage. Like I said, it's almost like tech demo type stuff.
Yeah.
If this is if this is the target for what they want to do, good God, this game looks fucking terrible already.
Who even knows if it's a target? I think, when you're doing this sort of software stuff, you show off the bare bones, like, this works.
Yeah, this is the concept.
This is more of like our engine works, like that's how early this was.
It's a proof of concept. It's not really anything more.
Exactly. So
I imagine the game looks completely different right now.
Yeah. So
it better, because good God.
Yeah. So we all had to do our various forms of retractions and updates and all that kind of stuff. And
what gets me is that, like, obviously this trailer was created by fans who wanted to paint the game in a good light. From what you can tell from the trailer,
you have to remember that people are dumb.
Yeah. It had the opposite effect for every single person I even heard anything from.
Well, I think it's because everyone no one had heard anything for a while, and I think it was sort of a perfect storm where everyone just sort of expected
there to be some kind of announcement.
Yeah. Well, that there was going to be some sort of announcement, and then obviously everyone thought, well, obviously this is the announcement, and this is our first look at the game. And
instead it was a bleached butthole.
It was not
used
even
anal,
not even bleached.
Yeah,
pre-bleached.
I guess it would be in a state of decay.
A state of decay, like used and abused. Or they say like rode hard and put away wet.
Oh yeah,
there's a thing.
Let's get that looked at.
Yeah. So that was the first big news that happened of 2013. That we all got rickrolled basically by some dumb fans who probably did long-lasting damage to the game that they.
That's the thing is, I imagine the PR for that game right now is going, fuck, we need to put out an official trailer as soon as possible to kind of damage control and show people this is what it actually looks like, not this bullshit that the fans try to put together that looks like crap from 1999.
I think you can. Good.
I think the PR guys, sure they want to do that, but good God, there's no way they can afford to do it. It seems like Activision's probably working on a full E3 build for this, and
do you think they're
we're going to have to go 5 months without any discussion of this other than having a bad taste in our mouths the entire time?
I think maybe that might have been the original idea. I don't think it's going to be that long. I think they're going to have to put something else out. I mean, but it's pretty well known what happened here. But is that trailer still up? That's my question.
Well, it's probably bouncing around YouTube.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, once these things get on YouTube and they get copied and they get put other places,
they're not going to be able to take that shit down.
It's a wildfire.
As soon as it goes on the internet, someone has a copy of it.
Yeah, and it becomes a wildfire, and someone else finds it and goes, "Oh God,
repost it.
This is what this game's going to be. I'm not going to get this." And people don't forget that shit too easily.
It actually makes the Warzy look fun.
I still haven't played it yet. I think I want to buy it and then get banned. I think that should be my...
Is that your goal?
My goal.
You should do an event. We can try to raise...
Maybe we can do an event and we can all get banned at the same... We can ban... Yeah. Maybe 4-player network can get banned from DayZ. From Warzy. As a site. And everyone having anything to do with it.
We're going to have to spend money on the game.
I'd pay $15 to get banned from Warzy.
I'm not going to spend $15 on that piece of shit. No.
Well, hopefully we can try to do some kind of charity drive and.
Oh, maybe. It's about time we did another charity drive anyway.
Yeah, that's true. When was the last time we did that? We did the one in the mall, right?
It was last year, I think, in Texas
with the Microsoft Store, right?
Yeah, I think it's about time we paid for our sins again. It's probably every once a year we have to seek absolution. And I think that time is probably quickly approaching.
The time is nigh.
Especially how these shows are going. For those interested, the last Cocktail Time is now up over at 4playernetwork.com. It is entitled The Children Stole the Cocks. So go and...
All the cocks.
Yeah, all of them. And if you want to know what that's about, and you missed last week's show, definitely go and check it out at 4playernetwork.com and on iTunes and all the usual places. And
YouTube.
That reminds me of my horrible trip to IKEA this weekend.
Oh, let's hear about this horrible. Was there a monkey involved?
For IKEA, it was not that bad, but
was there? Did you get?
You went together as a couple.
There's no monkey.
Did you get Swedish meatballs?
No, we did not get Swedish.
What? What? That's not even a fucking. That's not even a trip to IKEA unless you have the meatballs. If you don't have the meatballs, you might as well not even go.
That's true. I mean, we knew exactly what we wanted to get. We went in there, got it, and got the fuck out as quickly as we could.
Oh, jeez.
But
see, I kind of like IKEA. I kind of like IKEA.
I don't know. I like the concept of IKEA. I hate the people.
I think maybe it depends where you live. Because when I go, it's a lot of young couples, and then just really hot older housewives. And I kind of spend the whole.
That's it. There's your angle.
I kind of spend the whole time with
Stoggling,
half a wood, just kind of walking around, looking at desks,
smelling seats that have been.
As soon as she'll one of the hot older women will try out of bed, and then she'll get up and I'll immediately jump onto the bed.
If anybody asks, you just say you have a hard on for hickory.
It smells like Prada.
Yeah. This is basically just a bunch of sad families and children that are going nuts. It's actually, I felt a little terrible, but it's kind of fun being outside the IKEA and watching all the children come out crying because their dreams have been crushed by their parents.
Because they couldn't, but there's nothing there. What would they want? Like, I want this wooden spoon. No, you can't.
There are children's sections now. They have
they walk through the children's section. There's all sorts of stuff.
The fucking thing is that the children's section is like last on this one.
Oh, it's like exit.
It's always last.
It's like exit through the gift. It's like exit through the gift shop sort of deal.
Yeah.
What do they have in the children's section?
Just
stuffed animals,
all sorts of
furniture, fucking stuffed animals, toys, little like stupid chairs,
like really cool.
I found one thing that would be really useful. It's like one of those 70s chairs that's kind of like a half eggshell.
Oh, yeah.
The half is like a kind of a folding fan type thing that you can seal the entire eggshell. So if your kid's being a little asshole, you throw them in there, seal them in, lock it up.
Yeah.
Fucking forget about them.
Like I did with the altar boy.
Not going anywhere.
Like I did with the altar boy in the vestment closet.
The altar boy.
Yeah.
Forgot about that story.
Yeah. That's cool. So, and they're all crying. That's nice. I like the sound of crying children.
Snot and tears.
Every time, if I'm when I'm like with a friend or something, and there's like this kid like crying and like, I always turn to my friend and I go, "Listen to them. What sweet music they make." From the Dracula line.
Right. Yeah.
What sweet music they make. Oh, yes. Yes, cry. Cry to your parents. Yes, louder. Louder. Yes.
Sing my angels.
Sing my angels of music.
Wow.
Yeah. This is why I'll never be a parent.
Me neither. So you still haven't said why it was. I mean, already your trip to IKEA is horrible because you didn't get the meatballs. But beyond that,
oh yeah, why
was it bad?
Yeah, what'd you get?
What'd I get?
Why was it bad? Why was it horrible?
Oh, why was it bad? It was the fucking. It's people. Obviously, like if you know what you want to get in IKEA, you can get in, try to find what you want, look at it, go, yeah, I want this, and then go down and pick it up.
Right.
But it seems like 90% of the people that go there just go there and have no fucking idea what they're getting.
Well, it's definitely like an event. Like we're gonna go and we're just gonna hang out at the IKEA and we're just gonna look around because maybe in 10 years we want to remodel. So we want to see what they have this year.
So you get people like wandering, like they're The Walking Dead, like walking through these aisles, just like I don't know what, and then they just stop. They'll get up the escalator, and then they'll just be stunned by the amount of displays, and they'll stand right at the fucking end of the escalator. They'll get right off and stop.
Like it's too much. It's too much sensory overload for the reptilian.
And there's about 50 people trying to come up the escalator immediately behind them.
Right.
And there's no room to go because the escalator is pushing right into the backs of these people.
The reptilian brains can't handle it all at once.
Yeah, it's
can't
fucking
handle the Swedes.
The Swedes are too much. Too many angles.
Way too much meatballs. It's like the smells of the meatballs hit them. The lights, the little LEDs, and the furniture, just all like the rooms. Like you look in there, and it's like there's half of an apartment just like cut up and put across several hundred square feet.
Right.
It's just disorienting. It's like you're walking through like an MC Escher painting.
Yeah. I do have a hatred for people who, when they're walking through areas like an IKEA,
they just fucking stop.
They just stop.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle. And
they turn right and then they stop like right in front of you. Like, oh, I'm gonna walk around you. Like,
I think it's something that I only see like middle-aged married couples with kids do.
The children are like, and those kids will just stop.
They just all stop. Like the machinery of the family just shuts down all at once.
Their brains just go boom.
Like hard crash.
Right.
Dump to disk.
They just get overloaded.
Overload. And they just all stop and look around. It's, and it's always the dad who has he's got like either the slightly oversized T-shirt or the polo shirt, and then he's got the blue jeans with the white running shoes.
Oh, yeah.
The dad with the blue jeans and the white running shoes. It's always the dad with the blue jeans and the white running shoes. And I wonder, at what point in your life does that seem like a good combination? Is that when you just when you've given up?
Oh, absolutely. He's given up. And that's pretty much like every time he gives himself enough energy to get to maybe 10, 15 feet down the aisle, and then he stops and he just keeps reevaluating his life. Right. Like, that's why he pauses so much. He's just like, the fuck am I doing? He's got a kid that's just squirming like fucking nuts. He's holding a child. He's going. It looks like it's been possessed. It's like straight out of the fucking Poltergeist, or like the Exorcist.
Yeah.
The child's head spinning around, meatballs are coming out of the mouth, and the guy he's holding them, and they're just getting just horrible Swedish meatball stains on his white shoes, and he's just standing there and what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Oh, what's interesting is like the manner of dress. It makes me think that he's given up, and so everything is just utilitarian. And he's wearing a shirt because he has to.
Yeah.
He's wearing jeans because, well, they last longer than other pants do, so, I'll just wear those. And he's wearing running shoes because they're just comfortable. Like, everything there's no sense of fashion or daring or anything. It's just utilitarian. I need to get through this day. That's all I need to do. I need to wake up and get through this day, and then I can go to sleep and find some reprieve before I have to get up and do it again.
Sweet embrace of the abyss.
Before I get to the sweet embrace of the abyss, and or as I like to call it, a hint of death. And after I've had my hint of death, like a sweet, sweet nectar on the tip of my tongue, I wake and I do it again.
My only solace is I die every night.
They get up there with their whiny little brat at the top of the escalator, and they see the challenge before them, and they are instantly defeated.
Yeah,
there's nothing else they can do. They just they're resigning to their fate.
The word for that is soul crushing.
Soul crushing. Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I like that. So there are those types of people here at the IKEA as well, but I think, like, being in Seattle, we're a little bit of a younger, like, so Seattle, for those who don't know, and this is fact, they've done this.
It's the same for San Francisco.
What's that?
I'm saying it's probably the exact same for San Francisco.
Maybe, but through the census, we have more people here in Seattle have more dogs than children. Dogs
exactly the same for San Francisco.
Dogs outnumber kids here, and
the average age of people living in San Francisco is between, I believe, 18 and 30.
Yeah,
and that's like the average age for residents in San Francisco. People living in the city,
right? And then anyone who's older than that who's still there, they're just bohemian type of, that different lifestyle type of people. Like,
the chances are they're actually renting out properties in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's why they're still there.
Right. So
yeah, this was in IKEA outside of Sacramento area. So there was a lot more. There definitely were, those the hot younger chicks from the universities that were decorating their dorms.
Oh yes,
and their mothers but that it's far outweighed by the depressing families.
Yeah.
The sad, plotting fathers and desperate mothers.
Oh, see, the desperate mothers, that you can work with that. That's an angle.
Yeah, you follow behind them, you smell them.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I know that scent.
That smells like Prada's and desperation.
That scent was given to you 3 anniversaries ago, wasn't it? And now you just wear it to the IKEA. Nothing more.
Right. That's the special.
Nothing more. That's the date. I don't need to go to IKEA.
Yeah. The rest of your life is just an empty shell.
That's right. But I do like the IKEA. There's something about it. It's like Office Max for people who don't have an office. Yeah.
It's kind of fun because it's like I'm gonna wander around and look at like a bunch of different. It's like going through through other people's homes. It's fun to go visit other people's homes and see what they did with it.
Yeah.
And
Like, you ever, like,
what
when
kind
you're
of fucked up arrangements do you have? And IKEA gives you like hundreds of those.
like when you're walking around like at night, just going for walks, and people have their windows open and stuff. It's hard not to look into their houses and see like what decorating they have and stuff.
It's really hard not to go up into their lawn, get into the bushes, and just put your face like, right up to the window and look in.
It's really hard not to go up into the bushes and look into there, and then you take your pants down, and then you start playing with yourself just a little bit. It's really hard not to do that.
I mean, it's getting hard by the point you're out the window.
Right.
So you might as well loosen it up. I mean, there's too much constriction down there, and you have to rub the window because the perspiration from your breath is starting to fog it.
That's right, and you're sweating profusely.
And you know what's really fucking difficult?
What's really hard?
Running from the cops with the pants around.
It's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to do that. Yeah.
So IKEA.
Wow.
IKEA.
Just as long as you're not doing that in the IKEA.
But when I am in the IKEA, it does, like, my organization bug kicks in because they have like really awesome like organizational stuff and the cabinetry and the bookcases, and I'm like, oh man, I could
fit all my things in
fit
there.
all my video games in there. Like, that'd be cool,
A special like shelving unit for my video games. I can pull them out and keep them fresh.
Yeah, but I like living in a nice home, a well kept environment, and IKEA does give you ideas for that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like my house is finally, as Tara puts it, starting to not look like a dorm room.
Yeah.
So we no longer look like we're in college.
Well, here's the thing about IKEA, and people who are watching at home at 4pp.tv or listening on their iPods or iPads or whatever else, and are maybe in their teens and stuff, and you're gonna get an apartment of your own someday. You can actually make a really nice looking place for fucking cheap by going to IKEA. Like,
yeah.
Like, you do not have to spend a lot of money, and you will be in a very comfortable place. The old black couch I had for a long time, which is actually can be seen in some 4-player podcast videos from some of our PAX things. That thing was like $200, and it was really comfortable, and I had it for years. And it was super light. Like, I was able to get it into my apartment by myself upstairs. I had to get down and push it, but it wasn't that heavy. Like, I did really well for myself. So.
Yeah, I think most of my furniture in here is. This desk I'm on is from IKEA. This over here is from IKEA. This is a hobo table, or a hobo bookshelf. We have a hobo. So living in San Francisco, you get several hobo items.
Okay.
These are things I've called them hobo items.
Are they given to you by hobos? Is that what this is?
No, you take them from hobos.
You take them from
they're made by hobos.
They're made by hobos. Like home. Well, they're not really homemade because they have no home.
They're made out of hobos.
They're bridge made.
It's like you wander down the streets of San Francisco and you go, oh, look, a bookshelf on the side of the street.
Oh, yes.
I could use it. You just pick it up and walk home.
Yeah. No, we do stuff like that here.
Yeah.
In fact, I think when I moved into this new place, I had to get rid of my black couch, which I didn't really want to because I liked it, but there was just no room for it. And I put it out on the street.
Little sign that said free in marker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by the next day, that thing was gone.
Oh yeah,
that thing was gone. So
yeah, it's really it's in San Francisco. It's really funny because you'll get there's a lot of Hispanics that live in the Bay Area, especially in the Mission where I used to live. So you'd see basically vultures. You're like, you see a nice couch on the side of on the corner of a street, and you need to go and get that fucking thing quickly as best as you can.
Right. Because
otherwise these Mexicans and their lowriders are going to come by on the big flat truck and they
just grab that stuff. They just grab that stuff.
Full clear podcast. We're not racist.
We're not
Carlos
racist.
is calling me a racist right now in chat.
No, but it's true though. It's not racist if it's true. Wait, that sounds like something a racist would say, doesn't it?
The most awful I felt about being racist was an intersection, and I think Tara was driving. I was stopped at I was sitting in the passenger seat, and we stopped at the intersection, and we see this truck full of Mexicans, and it's the truck is broken down. There's 2 Mexicans behind it pushing it, the truck, and I go, "Hey Tara, look, it's alternative energy. It's a bean powered truck."
Oh God,
that's horribly racist.
dude.
it's horrible. I felt so bad for just even thinking that.
I mean, that's a funny joke.
It's horrible,
but it's horribly racist. I'm glad.
I felt awful for even thinking about that. Like I was like, why the fuck did I even think of that?
I'm glad you were able to come up with that horribly racist joke all so quickly.
Yeah, it was almost immediate. Like I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck?
That does sound like a joke Carlos would say, though. But I think only Carlos can tell that joke.
Yeah, and I think he's trying to call you out.
He didn't hear it, so it's okay. We're going to talk later.
He wants to have an intervention.
Yeah. We did actually. Someone brought up in chat. It says we can do a Cardigan Against Humanity cast, but I did end up playing that for New Year's Eve.
Oh, it's on the cast or?
No, at a friend's place.
Oh, okay. Do you think like a board game like that would work on the cast? Is that? I never played.
No, that's the problem.
Oh no, it's a card game. No, and I would love to do a Cards Against Humanity cast. I think that'd be great.
I keep hearing about it, but I haven't played it myself yet.
It's difficult. Like you need to Is there an online version? I don't think there is. You can make one, but it would be hard because with a lot of board games and whatnot, and if you have like a camera on a bunch of people playing games at a table, and you can't actually hear all of them very that well, or they're like laughing loud, it doesn't really feel like you're involved and engaged.
You have to see the faces and
stuff.
hear them and stuff.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. We can definitely do a cast.
You can try it out.
Apparently, both Toast Points and Size and subscribers at 4pp.tv are saying there is an online version of it, and you can make lobbies and stuff. They're saying.
Well, shit, we should totally do that.
We could do that. I mean, it depends how many people we can get in. If we can get community members in.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Do it.
That'd be great.
That'd be lots of fun. So here, the concept of it is that you make sentences that are then obscene or offensive.
No,
the game is I've heard it's described like apples to apples, which I've never played, but what happens is there's 2 types of cards. There's question cards or statement cards, and then there's like kind of concept or object cards. And the question cards are like my favorite food is blank, or to so and so or blank winds down by blank. And you fill in these objects and these subjects with the subject cards. And the subject cards can be things like Auschwitz or Batman or Pac-Man uncontrollably guzzling cum.
Right.
These are these different cards.
It's basically like a Mad Lib card game, except incredibly rude.
Okay.
Right. So one person draws you go around in a circle, and one person draws a topic card, and they read it out, and then everybody else has a hand full of like whatever, a number of cards, 10 cards or whatever, and then they choose, based on the number of blanks, they'll choose 2 cards or just 1 card, and they'll all put it into a pile. And the person that has the subject card will actually pick up when everybody's done, they'll pick up the card and start looking through and finish the sentences and read them all out loud, and then they'll choose the best one out of the combinations that people have made.
Okay.
And then the person that wins gets the subject card, and that's how you count points up. And you just keep rotating around the table like that.
This seems like a kind of game I could get into because
it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Make some awful fucking sentences.
I'm all into making awful sentences. I want to build a career about it, by the way.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I think. Let's see. Who's the fucking KGB leader of Russia? What's his name?
The KGB leader? You mean the president, Vladimir Putin?
Putin.
Yeah. It was like there was a subject was like Putin likes to eat blank stuffed with blank. Or Putin likes to wind down, or Putin's comfort food is blank stuff with blank. And I put out foreskin and dead babies.
Okay.
So that's a kind of a sentence you can make.
Right.
Just go to cardsagainsthumanity.com, and the very top of the page, it gives you a perfect example of how the game plays.
So how do you win?
Yep. You get enough points with all the
judge.
The judge who pulls a card gives you you collect question cards by getting the best, like by winning the best sentence, and you can have whatever rules you want to set up. You can have like, oh, I got 5 of these cards, I win.
Wait, so who isn't that sort of subjective though? I mean,
Yeah, it's very subjective. Like but usually
it doesn't
what happens,
have to end.
They don't know. Like a lot of people like that pull the topic card don't know who gave you which card, so they kind of choose which one they like.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I know Tara gave this to me, so I'm going to give the point to Tara. No, it's just like, this is the best sentence out of all this. Either it's the most appropriate or it's the most inappropriate.
I see. Okay.
Depending on what you like.
So it's really not so much winning. It's playing the game. It's getting there. That's fun.
Yeah.
So I'll have to try it. Maybe we can try the online version. Maybe I can try the online version with people first and then see if I enjoy it.
I never truly understood science until I encountered Stephen Hawking talking dirty.
What? What is that?
That was a random combination they gave me.
Oh, really?
It's like instead of coal, Santa now gives the bad children inappropriate yodeling.
These are
shit like that.
These are more like interesting sentences. Like the thing you just said about science. That's actually really funny. That'd be a cool little poetic thing to say.
White people like Morgan Freeman's voice.
White people like hipsters.
White people like a fetus.
What?
There's some definitely like some really. You put down the cards like what?
Right.
I mentioned what?
So it happens So it happens randomly, or you're putting these together?
You choose these together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you pick what cards you put down.
Okay. It'd be kind of fun to just go to throw them into a big mosh pile and see what weird combinations you get out.
In a pinch, alcoholism can be substituted with getting really high.
Well, because that's what makes ad-libs work so well.
Yeah.
Is that the person giving you the words don't know the context. So, because when you play ad-libs is one person has the book, and there's a second person, and you're just telling the second person, okay, give me a verb, give me an adjective, give me a noun. And the person giving the words just tries to give the most outlandish, words they can. And then the second person puts them all in, and then they read it, and, the person giving the words, it's fun for them because they didn't know the context, so it's kind of fun that way.
Yeah.
So Card Against Humanity, it's kind of weird if you're putting them together. I guess the fun is seeing the combinations other people are making, I guess, is kind of what it's all about, But it's, like I said, it's very popular, and I've been hearing more and more about it. So. Maybe it'll be the new Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering, Cards Against Humanity.
I might cap my mana.
Cap my mana for an adjective.
I'm summoning, dude.
Four lands for a noun.
The power of my summoned creature increases the number of tapped mana I have.
That's right. Every time I take a life, I get a life.
Oh, man. You guys have anything else you want to talk about tonight? Are there adventures? Are there news?
I think I'm spent.
Are you spent? Are you totally spent?
I can't think of anything right now.
All right. Well, before the oh god,
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. All right, guys.
Fucking Skype.
Well, thanks a lot for everyone for watching at home at 4pp.tv. This has been Cocktail Time Live over at 4Player Network. Make sure you check out our main website at 4playernetwork.com. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Chris, once again for being with me tonight. Thanks, everyone home, for being with us as well. Once again, we thank our subscribers for subscribing to us over at 4pp.tv, over on Twitch TV. You subscribers help us do what we do over here at 4Player Network, and if you enjoy what we do, we'd hope you maybe subscribe too. All right, everyone. Have a good week, and we will see you next Sunday.